What is our world coming to? Must we constantly repeat the mistakes of our past generations? Everything feels faster now, more reactive, more escalated. No one is willing to back down, and that should concern us. Because escalation is easy, restraint is rare. History shows us something uncomfortable. Most collapses don't begin with chaos. They begin with certainty, with people convinced they are right, convinced the other side must be stopped, convinced compromise is weakness. And once escalation becomes the norm, backing down is no longer seen as wisdom. It is seen as surrender. George Orwell's 1984 wasn't meant to be a guidebook. It was a warning, a cautionary tale about what happens when power decides truth, when language is manipulated, and when citizens are told not to trust their own eyes and ears. And yet today, definitions shift constantly. Words lose meaning. Reality becomes negotiable. Not because truth has changed, but because control demands it. Rights are rarely taken all at once. They're eroded gradually, incrementally, often in the name of safety, or convenience, or progress. Until one day, people look around and ask, when did this become normal? By then, resistance feels risky. Questioning feels dangerous. And silence feels safer. We like to believe we'd resist, that we would be different, that we wouldn't comply. But history shows us something else. Most people don't resist tyranny. They adapt to it. They learn the rules. They lower expectations. They trade dignity for comfort. And eventually, they call it peace. I don't care for war, and I don't care for violence. But there is an uncomfortable truth we must look at. Freedom has never existed without the willingness to defend it. If people are willing to stand up while they still can, what happens when they no longer can? If resistance feels unthinkable now, will it suddenly feel easier later? History suggests the opposite. We like to think and imagine salvation arriving from the outside. A hero, a savior, someone else to fix it. If only there were real superheroes. If only someone like Superman actually existed. But that fantasy is dangerous because it delays responsibility. No one is coming. There never was. The reason I find myself drawn to Stoicism. Stoicism doesn't call for panic. It calls for clarity, for restraint, and for moral courage. Not loud rebellion, not performative outrage, but quiet refusal to surrender truth or conscience or responsibility. That's where resistance actually begins. The question isn't whether the world is changing. It always has. The question is whether people will remain capable of judgment as pressure increases. Sorry, the dog's looking at me. What's up, buddy? Whether they think clearly, speak honestly, and refuse to outsource their conscience. Because freedom isn't lost all at once. It's lost when people stop believing. They're responsible for preserving it. And if they're unwilling to do so, even if they believe that their side is right, and they want to see those they oppose removed or put in their place, what stops them from being next? And what will they do then? And for those who they opposed, will they come to their aid? Will they help them when it's their turn? It's a never-ending cycle. People think that they can't be wrong, that there's no in-between. So they're always happy to see their opposites suffer. You see all over social media, people are gleeful about it. They're happy for it. They've lost their humanity. And that's the real threat.